Let's talk about cannabis in ancient Egypt and China. If we go back to ancient medicine, it's truly evident that cannabis was more than a plant. It was an incredibly potent tool, beautifully integrated into healing and sacred life. Although with now headlines that are typically focused on the laws and controversy of cannabis, thousands of years ago, ancient China and ancient Egypt were already discovering its full potential. In ancient Chinese culture, cannabis was not an issue drug. It was a medicinal herb. According to Joseph Brand, a Hong Kong Baptist University graduate and Professor Cao Zhongzhen, a registered Chinese medicine practitioner, the Chinese used all of the plant to heal any kind of illness, ranging from mental illness and chronic pain to any other kind of disease, and had done so for over 2,000 years. The two authorities described that although Chinese medicine was well advanced, we still have gaps regarding exactly how they grew and prepared marijuana in the past. But along comes archaeology. Wood braziers used for burning cannabis leaves were found in the tombs of the Zirzankel Cemetery in the far Pamir Mountains. These ancient artifacts, over 2,500-year-old braziers, were basically antique hot boxes used to heat stones and allow cannabis to smoke and ventilate it in small rooms to achieve the greatest effect one could gain from wild cannabis, even though it contained less THC. The researchers discovered that these utensils propagated on China's Silk Road and to Iran, showing just how extensive and far-reaching such cannabis ceremonies were. All of this being taken place, there existed within ancient Egypt also their solution mix of medicine religion. Abdel Salem, distinguished scholar, and King Faisal, international award recipient. They found that Egyptians have both cannabis to be used as an elixir as well as a potential threat. These all depended on whether they were employing it for remedy, which Abdel Salem did, or perhaps one of the strongest pieces of evidence we have is the Ebers Papyrus. The Ebers Papyrus is a ginormous scroll made around 1550 BCE, which contains medicinal remedies with cannabis for hemorrhoids and sore eyes. The scroll was discovered in the El Asafit district, subsequently bought by German Egyptologist George Ebers in 1872. However, the papyrus was not strictly for doctors. It was to a significant extent an ancient how-to medicine book, used by priests, doctors, and by sorcerers when one became ill. And cannabis was not merely physical medication, perhaps even a religious component to it as well. Ancient art all over has goddess Shishat, the goddess of wisdom, wearing on her head a star leaf that most authorities believe represents cannabis. If you place China alongside Egypt and compare them, what you discover is that cannabis wasn't simply around. Cannabis was a huge part of the manner in which people lived, in which they were cured and even prayed. Cannabis was everywhere. In China, ritual use and herbal mixtures moved to center stage, which happened to be in Egypt. Divine texts and scrolls combining medicine and magic in one. Cannabis was smoked anywhere. It was smoked in mountains, and it was inscribed on papyri along the Nile. Cannabis was a powerful force in the development of ancient health systems. And now, as modern science continues to explore what cannabis can do, these ancient cultures remind us that this isn't a new trend. It's a very old story. The same star-shaped leaf, once etched into stone and carried in incense smoke, still has a lot to tell us, if we're open to hearing about it. Thank you.